What's going on, everybody? 1148. Looking good, sounding good. Let's pull up the chat. What's going on, everybody? Hey everybody, thank you for joining. Welcome to Culture Catch Up, the weekly podcast where we talk about all major movie and television news from the week. So a lot of stuff going on right now, and of course we're going to get to it all. But mostly we're also going to be talking about your big questions. Yes, there was a supposed trailer leak for Spider-Man No Way Home. This was covered by a bunch of people yesterday, including the Cosmic Wonder. We can talk about it for sure. It was a leaked description of everything that was expected to happen in the trailer, including, and yes, you're talking about the 3 Spider-Men making an appearance. Now, obviously, this isn't a confirmed leak or anything like that, but that is the news from the week. So, of course, we're going to be definitely covering that as well, since Spider-Man is the most popular thing going on right now. Let me see who's up in here. Bailey, thank you for joining. Madison, how you doing today? Dexter, Tommy H, Hugo de los Santos, and everybody else, thank you guys so much for joining. As always, the way that this podcast works, you guys ask the questions, and together as a community, we're going to gather all of the answers and try to pull them all up. We'll talk about it, and honestly, it's just a lot of fun and a good time. Galaxy Spider, no, you didn't miss Culture Catch Up. Great job. Way to be here. Valentina Perez says, we're going to hear Spider-Man Sam Raimi theme and No Way Home when Tobey comes back as Spider-Man. Honestly, I hope that that's the case. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. You got to realize what they're doing with Spider-Man No Way Home is definitely plugging into nostalgia. They're reaching out to 8 or maybe even 9 different generations of people who have watched Spider-Man. From the newest people who have just found out who Spider-Man is to the people who were 5 when Sam Raimi Spider-Man came out. All of those people are going to be watching this, and that nostalgia, the music, the feels, the way that the web swung from one, it's all different. So they're going to try to talk about all of that as well. Levi, how you doing? And Suresh, how you doing as well? Lots of stuff. So make sure to throw your big movie news questions my way. We're going to go ahead and cover all of those. And I saw No Way Home. I did not see No Way Home. I saw No Time to Die last night, and there's news that Squid Game 2 is headed our way. No Way Home trailer 2 is leaked, or is that title for views? We got a leaked description yesterday, Billy Bug. It's not for views. 100% a leaked description came out yesterday. I can't confirm for you whether or not it's true, but we're going to be talking about that today. And I guess it's up to you guys whether or not you think it's what we're actually going to see. Madison says, if I hear Sam the Raimi Spider-Man theme, I'ma cry. That's probably inaccurate for a lot of people. Netflix UK got 5 Spider-Man films on Netflix UK. Wow, that's pretty nice. We don't have all of them on the American Netflix at all. Hey, did the trailer really leak, and where? There's a leaked description. You guys, we can go ahead and read it. Let's check it out. You guys want to hear about the description? Let me pull it up. I got to send it to myself so I can pull it up on my computer. Or I probably could just Google it, but nah, I don't think it's there anymore. Give me half a moment. Mail. 295. Send it to myself. Okay, give me a sec. Let me pull it up. Because I don't know that it's actually still on the internet anywhere right now. Why aren't you working? Okay, fine. I'll send it to me on Twitter. New message. Let's pull up Twitter. You finally saw Venom 2 yesterday. Surprised at how short it was. It's the shortest movie I've ever seen in theaters. It was very, very short. But I do think that to some extent, Sony was excited to get the post-credit scene out, and this movie was just kind of a bridge. Everything that happened in it felt almost irrelevant because, you know, they're done with that universe. They moved into the MCU. So I understand that, but I agree that it felt kind of rushed and like nobody really cared about what was happening there. All right, let's do this. Display capture 2, display capture 1. So here's the leaked description for Spider-Man No Way Home. We'll read it, and you guys let me know if you think it's real. Starts off saying, Spider-Man No Way Home exclusive trailer 2, leaked description, authority, and ownership, Sony Pictures. The trailer begins with Peter, MJ, and Ned talking about the court. The next day, Ned tells him that he is a minor and they cannot put him in without an extension. Peter tells them not to let him be in danger. Peter, it is no longer the world, I know. Sony and Marvel logo is cut, and there are repeated scenes from the first trailer. Doctor Strange is better explained, and we see scenarios of different villains from other sagas. The scene arrives when Dr. Octopus appears on the bridge and talks to Peter Parker. Who are you, and what do you want? Dr. Octopus finishing what I started. Finishing what I started. Now talking to Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Willem Dafoe. In my twisted way, I asked for your help, and I admit I am aggressive, but that is my nature. These words are complemented by a scene where we see all the villains and Peter seeing them surprised, and the disembodied Sandman in a cell is seen to the lizard with a huge mouth and Electro making an electrical storm in the sky that causes lightning to strike the city. The villains are seen, and it's hard to read this sometimes. And then Doctor Strange says to Peter that everything we know about the multiverse is 1% of what we know. And if you mess with reality, it will end up affecting yours. Quick shots of Peter kissing MJ and crying. Ned are seeing as part of the trailer. And we see the trial of Peter fighting the lizard, the subway. The Sinister Six is Rhino from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Doctor Strange talking with Peter through the multiverse to Peter with the black and gold suit fighting against Electro. In the sky, the scene is cut to go to title Spider-Man No Way Home. The last scene shows the 3 Spider-Men together in a continuous shot fighting against the Sinister Six. The 2 Spider-Men do not remove the mask, but have the same costumes as the characters from the movies before. So that is the trailer leak that came. It's up here on the screen. You can check it out. Pretty crazy, I suppose. It's a lot. And really depends what direction Sony and Marvel want to go with this, whether they want to reveal all of that or not. The big question is, what would you guys want to see, the 3 Spider-Man on a trailer, or would you like to just see them in the movie theater? You know, and I think the odds are we'll probably get confirmation of them from a trailer because they're going to want to hype it up and drive people to watch the movie who aren't necessarily as obsessed with all of this movie news as we are. But that's what people are saying. So the question is it real? Is it not? Big questions, no clue. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. Remember the limitation, Chris, and the other responsible reactors that if they show things, they can lose their channel. The content is available for them, so we get what possible. Oh yeah, for sure. This is here. It's everywhere at this point. I'm not too worried about getting in trouble for it. I didn't leak it, right? It's not my leak. I'm just reporting the news that's out there. So I'm not too worried about that one. You get mostly in trouble when you are the one that is the leaker. But thank you for reminding me. What's going on, Teague? Thank you for joining. 69 days away from Spider-Man No Way Home? Giggity. That required a big giggity. Doing well, Teague. Thank you for joining. Ghostly Ranger. I'll know it's true when the real trailer comes out. That's usually the case. Chris, did you hear about the rumor that Will Poulter might be cast for Adam Warlock? I did hear that rumor. Last I heard from James Gunn, we might not even be getting Adam Warlock, so I don't know. I know that when James Gunn got fired, it kind of threw off his 3rd movie, and he had to rewrite a lot of it. That doesn't mean we won't see Adam Warlock, and we definitely will eventually. But I don't know if we'll see him at the same capacity that we were intended on seeing him in the first Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Because now we're doing the second Guardians of the Galaxy 3. The timeline changed a lot. The View with Drew. What's a movie you feel wasted a great actor? Phantom Menace wasted Liam Neeson. Wasted Poulter instead of Matt Damon. Alien covered for wasted James Franco. What's a movie I feel wasted a good actor? Deadpool wasted Brad Pitt. That was more of a joke. But Deadpool 2, he was the invisible guy, and you see him for a split second when he hits the power lines. It's Brad Pitt. I don't know that they really wasted that. I feel like it was more of a joke, but it definitely was the first thing that popped in my head. When do I think the trailer will drop? Definitely November. I think we should definitely be expecting this trailer to come out in November. Wasn't Venom 2 supposed to be after Spider-Man and Morbius originally before the COVID happened? I wonder if they changed Venom 2 a lot more than we think because of it. You know, that's a big question, is how much did Venom change Morbius? Or did Spider-Man change Venom depending on what direction they wanted to go? Because all these movies were delayed, and there were tons of reshoots and rescripting, and they were delayed again. So definitely a good question. Maybe we'll get the answer for it one day, far into the future. But you never know. Augie, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Script of No Way Home is leaked. There was a script of No Way Home. There were lines, actually. I don't know if I haven't seen the script, but I heard the different lines. There were like 3 or 4 different lines where you could hear actual dialogue from Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire. So we'll have to see. Will Porter is one of my favorite actors, so I hope it's true. I'm so proud of him. He deserves it. 100%. Honestly, he's a pretty decent pick. A lot of people probably disagree. I like Zac Efron, and I think Zac Efron would be a perfect him. You know, it's a perfect being, and Zac Efron's pretty, perfect. So I wouldn't mind seeing Zac Efron do it. I think he could do a very good job with it. I think he's a lot more of a serious actor than people give him credit for. But I would have zero problem with Will Poulter doing it as well. I think that sometimes he isn't taken necessarily very seriously, so I think if they put him up into this position, give him a big MCU role, this could really jump his career into a really good position and direction, and that'd be a lot of fun. I don't think Phantom Menace wasted Liam Neeson. He was in a lot, and we got books and comics on his backstory. Great character, Jin, and definitely more balanced than the rest of the Jedi. I actually have to agree with you, Levi. I like Qui-Gon. I always did. When I was young, I was introduced to the prequels, actually. So I watched the prequels before I watched the original Star Wars, so I actually never had a problem with the prequels. I enjoyed them. I thought they were a lot of fun. I remember actually idolizing Qui-Gon Jinn. The first lightsaber I ever owned was his. So I don't know. I didn't have any issue with his character specifically. So how was No Time to Die? Only asking because I might see it tomorrow. It was really good. And that's a great question, Ben. So let's talk a little bit about No Time to Die just for a minute. And no, I won't do spoilers. It just came out yesterday. But James Bond, what was this? A 26 movie, and I know I might be wrong. 26, 27, one of those. They have done a great job of keeping the films what they always were, but in a modern world, if that makes sense. James Bond is and always has been about a spy, his team, his gadgets, getting the girl, getting the bad guy, and done. They have done such a good job with James Bond of not going crazy. You're full Fast and Furious with it, if I may. You don't see James Bond jumping trucks from a spaceship to another spaceship and, breathing underwater for 25 minutes and having these crazy visions. And it is a pure spy film. They haven't changed it. They haven't lost sight of that. You see a lot of the gadgets in No Time to Die. You see the team like always. And it's so much fun to see James Bond suffer through some real consequences in this one. And it's rough to watch because it's sad. Daniel Craig was, for me, a fantastic James Bond. He really does embody the ideology of the suave character who always hits his man. And it's fantastic. Daniel Craig was such a good James Bond, and this is his last movie, right? No questions about that. That's not a spoiler. This is his last film. Everybody knew that going into it. So the hunt for a new James Bond is on, and quite frankly, it's done very well. There are some things I would have changed about it. The villain was kind of boring, like the main villain. There were a few separate villains, but the main villain was kind of boring. But as far as like what this movie does is it wraps up James Bond's movies, Daniel Craig's movies, and it moves us up into, that, okay, we're ready for a new story now. So interesting and definitely worth going and seeing. I would go and get it before all the spoilers are out. Snapped Away, thank you for the super chat saying best content in the world. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Thank you for support. Ghostly Arranger says, I'm seeing No Time to Die next week. That's awesome, dude. You're gonna enjoy it. Try to not have it spoiled for you, because there are some cool twists and surprises in it, and they'll definitely be all over the internet. Definitely be all over the internet. Do I think we'll see Liam in Obi-Wan spinoff? You know, they teased forever ago that he learned how to live beyond this life. Yoda teased it in the third Spider-Man. What the heck is... Somebody clipped that. Yoda teased it in the third movie, in the third Star Wars film, that an old friend had learned the ways of the Force, and he was able to live on. So he is a Force ghost somewhere. We never saw him again. I've not heard that he is in it, but if he has a small cameo where he's talking to Obi-Wan, you know, getting him through a hard time, it's very possible that they were able to sneak that in, and I hope they did. But I can't, there's no confirmation or leak or anything that I could tell you guys, like, yes. There you go. That's all I can say about that. Jodie Corner reviewed Bond and hated Lynch's character, but liked the movie other than her. Yeah, her character was particularly unlikable, Levi. Her 007, or she's hard to like. She does redeem herself at the end. But I thought she was very unlikable. Yoda confirmed for No Way Home, Teague. Calm down. It was an accident. I misspoke. I just thought I'd stop by, show some love. Gotta go. Love you guys. Take care, Snapped Away. Thank you so much for stopping by and supporting the channel, mate. That badge still looking good on you. What's my favorite fight scene from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy? Ooh. Honestly, it's probably... The Green Goblin has so many good fight scenes. It's definitely a Green Goblin one. I don't know which one it would be. And then there is the one Hobgoblin with James Franco when he first gets all the new technology and it really amps up from what his dad did. That was really, really exciting, that I really enjoyed as well. So I'm going to say probably one of the Green Goblin fight scenes. Because it was just a blast. Green Goblin was such a good character. They all around just did a fantastic job with that character. Can I send a link to this leak? I can make it bigger. I don't have any. I'm not going to put it on Twitter. You know what? I'll put it in Discord. Everybody who wants to see it, join the Discord. There you go. That's where I'll put it. If you want it, you got to go to Discord. And I'll do that right now. Discord. Main chat. Here you go, boys. How can I get it, though? Save image as spider leak. Save. Now let me go to downloads real quick. Downloads, spider leak. Oh, it's not going to save. It's not image. Come on. Upload. See if that works. Yay, there it is. I think that was it. Copy image. Let's try this. Paste. Upload. There it is. Okay, first try. First try, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. It is now in El Discordio. Or for the final fight scene in Spider-Man, or the final fight scene in Spider-Man 1. Yeah, that was a really good one as well. The train scene in the second movie is my favorite Raimi fight scene. You know, Doc Ock was a very interesting character to watch that early on in CGI. They did really, really good job with him. You know, a lot of CGI stuff was still being experimented with. It wasn't really that strong yet. So you're 100% right, Madison, especially the train scene, which is obviously iconic. But just Doc Ock in total, watching his arms move. At my young age, I'd never really seen anything like that, and the movie magic was real. It really was. Nowadays, you know, movie magic, we take advantage of it. Not advantage. We, don't appreciate what it is because it's not the same. It's not really movie magic anymore. Now it's just movie, that was bad CGI, you know? So movie magic has definitely gotten a harder challenge for tricking its fans. But overall, that movie did a really good job. What got me ticked about the new Bond is how it marketed the direct called Bond The thought separate when they literally the one and the same. Yeah. Not gonna comment on that, Levi, but I know what you mean. What are my thoughts on Scorpion? I think they were setting him up for something, and I don't think it was nothing. Right, so we're definitely going to see him one day. I think there's a lot going on right now in Spider-Man No Way Home. My personal wish is that what they do is introduce a ton of villains, like 10 villains, and they whittle them down to 6, whether they die or they give up. Sandman walks away and decides he doesn't want to fight Spider-Man. Scorpion dies. I don't know, something like that. And they have the final Sinister Six after No Way Home, and then they're continued into another film. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the plan. It seems like they're going to fight and probably defeat the majority of the Sinister Six in No Way Home, especially with Venom coming. So we'll have to wait and see. Well, Peter is a big Star Wars fan, so we might get to see some toys or something. Yeah, maybe. Peter is a big Star Wars fan. Super Gaming, how you doing? Thank you for joining. And Ghostly Avenger, I did drop that into the Discord for you. Let's switch back to the main screen. Test widgets, super chat. Let's move this higher up. There we go. Okay. If Scorpion dies, that would be a wasted post-credit scene in Homecoming. Yeah, but if he never shows up, that would be a wasted post-credit scene in Homecoming too. You know? And we're kind of past the point of whatever they thought they were going to do. I do feel like with Spider-Man, more than any other MCU project, it has changed. It wasn't the original plan. Take care, Levi. I feel like with most of the projects, it was always, we're starting here, we're ending here. We're starting here, we're ending here. And with Spider-Man, it's like, we're starting here, we're going 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 here. Oh, look, we're over here. It's changed direction several times. And for that, I feel like is why we've really had the big Scorpion problem at the end. But we'll have to see. Will we ever see Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man No Way Home, or Tom Holland Spider-Man 4? I'm very, 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 very certain, Valentine, that we will be seeing both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man No Way Home, yes. Is it weird how Star Wars movies exist in MCU and Samuel Jackson played Mace Windu? Yes. How funny would it be if somebody had a Mace Windu toy and they're like, look at this guy? That'd be kind of funny. It's weird how a lot of stuff like that happens, you know? Like if we get, there were rumors a while back, and I don't necessarily believe them, but there were rumors a while back that the original Fantastic Four, like Jessica Alba's Fantastic Four, were going to have an appearance in this. And that's Chris Evans, right? He's the Human Torch. So what if Chris Evans shows up as the Human Torch in Multiverse of Madness through a portal or something? And that'd be really, really funny. Do you think we might get a trailer for She-Hulk this year? Maybe on November 12th at the Disney Plus Day event. We might get a sneak peek at it. Then you're going to want content for that event. They're going to want it to be exciting and hype it up. So I imagine we might actually get first look trailer, teaser trailer, something like that for She-Hulk. Maybe another look at Hawkeye, which will be just around the corner at that point. And maybe Moon Knight or the Marvels. But I would say November 12th is probably your best bet. After that, we're going to be in Spider-Man mode, and that's all anybody's going to be talking about. So I wouldn't expect any trailers. I don't even think we're going to be getting a Doctor Strange trailer till after Spider-Man comes out. Daredevil and Spider-Man No Way Home, and She-Hulk and Echo, Jessica Jones and She-Hulk, Luke Cage, Unknown, The Punisher, Moon Knight, and Armor Wars, Iron Fist, and Shang-Chi 2. Cool list. Do I think we'll see Fantastic Four in 2024? I think that's probably the best date we can expect them, especially since they said they were developing it. I don't even have any news on a cast of what they've been doing, other than the fan cast that we've all been doing with John Krasinski, and his wife, and, you know, the same stuff everybody's been talking about. That's fan cast stuff. That's not leaks. We'll have to wait and see. I think 2024 would be a fair timeline, though, yes. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be weird because it would be multiverse. Yeah, I truly hope we never get a Star Wars versus Marvel or DC versus Marvel. I know a lot of people do. I know most of you guys probably do. I really, truly hope that never happens. Like, I really hope the multiverse stuff doesn't end up like, oh, look, it's Batman, and he's fighting Iron Man. Even though Iron Man's dead, and this is George Clooney's Batman. Like, just let it be. That's my opinion. I don't need to see Darth Vader versus Doctor Strange. I'll be okay without that. Do you think we'll get a Thor 4 trailer this January? Hopefully about January. Yeah, that's a good timeline for that as well. What movie or TV show will Shang-Chi be in? At the moment, I'm not sure. Maybe he'll show up in Doctor Strange because he was hanging out with Wong in the post-credit scene. I find that unlikely because, again, there's just so much going on in these movies. Like, so much is happening that it's hard to appreciate where Shang-Chi would fit into that. It would make sense because he was in the post-credit scene, so obviously Wong has been talking with him and he's involved and included. And he's talked to Captain Marvel, and he's talked to Hulk. So it would make sense that they show up. I just don't see how he would fit. There is so much going on. So many different characters, so many different plot lines meeting in the middle of this film, kind of out of nothing. So I don't know where he's going to fit in the current confirmed movies we have. Like, he wouldn't fit in Iron Wars. He wouldn't fit in She-Hulk. He wouldn't fit in, like, maybe Moon Knight, I guess. It has to do with ancient relics, and whatever curse happened to Moon Knight is the same power that turned Shang-Chi into Shang-Chi, and I don't know. I don't see it immediately. I don't see where he fits in. Maybe not even until Shang-Chi 2. We'll have to wait and see. I agree. I want them to all stay separate. I don't want crossovers. There we go, Madison. Thank you. I have heard a rumor Chris Evans will turn up in Multiverse of Madness. There is, Chris Murphy, a rumor for literally everything. Literally everything there is a rumor for. Like, if you can imagine it, Iron Man's coming back and he's going to have a pink suit, or, you know, there's going to be a new Spider-Man that nobody's ever heard of. He's going to appear, or Spider-Gwen's going to show up, or Red Hulk's going to be there from a different universe, and then the Mandalorian's going to show up and he knows the way, so Doctor Strange is going to have to follow him into the great abyss, and then they're going to get on the Millennium Falcon because we've already canceled Boba Fett's ship because it's got a bad name, and it's all over the place. And I'm not worried. I'm just waiting for some resolution. And I wouldn't be surprised if when Doctor Strange comes, we are left with some questions. But we'll have to wait and see all that. I feel bad that Peyton Reed is not directing Fantastic Four. Yeah, he definitely wanted it, didn't he? He had a whole movie and everything that he pitched and everything. Do you think we might get a Chewbacca origin story? I don't know that we would. I don't see that being very popular, personally. Not necessarily. I would love to see it, personally. I just don't think overall many people would. I know you guys would. You guys would watch anything. But you got to think bigger picture. The people who aren't on YouTube, the people who aren't on Twitter and Reddit, and just the normal fans. You know, we're not normal fans. We're hyper fans. The normal fans probably don't care that much about a Chewbacca origin story. And that is where it really matters, because the number of normal fans is so much bigger than us that they have to appease those people. How do I feel about Obi-Wan show? I'm super excited. This is the most excited I've been for a Star Wars project in a very long time, including The Mandalorian, including the new trilogy, any of it. I'm very excited for the Obi-Wan show. I think they're going to do a phenomenal job with it. They did do an amazing job de-aging Doc Ock. He looked pretty much the same, didn't he? There's a rumor Edward Norton is playing the villain in She-Hulk. I've heard that same rumor. We'll have to see if it's true. Did I see the ending credit scene for the new Venom 2? I did see it. It was pretty crazy. And again, more questions, more rumors, more wondering. Is Venom going to show up in No Way Home? When does he show up? How does it matter? So much crazy stuff. It's pretty nutty. Pretty nutty. When will there be a No Way Home trailer, a second trailer? I'm going to say sometime in November is my guess. We don't have any actual knowledge on that one at the moment. What up, Gabe? How you doing? For anybody who's interested, here is my personal Instagram. Feel free to check it out. Here is my Cosmic Culture Twitter, where I am talking about all major movie and television news live and daily. And here is Discord, where we're talking about all sorts of different Discord stuff. So go check those out for your chance to be more involved in the community. Is Gwen Stacy from Sam Raimi going to appear in Spider-Man No Way Home? To my current knowledge, no. I believe we will only be getting the Spider-Man and some villains. There were rumors about, MJ showing up. I just don't think necessarily that's going to happen. So yesterday, I'm not going to say your name right. Methan. There was a leaked description. I did put it in the Discord, which is the link right there. You can read it there. It's a leaked description about the new trailer. It does talk about the new Spider-Man villains. And it also talks about the 3 Spider-Man. Lords of the Long Box, how are you doing? How are you on this fine day? Thank you for joining. We're talking about all major movie and television news from the week in our weekly Culture Catch-Up podcast. So if you have any questions or thoughts you want to throw out there, Lords, I would love to hear what you have to say. What's my ranking on the most hyped upcoming MCU films? So, not my personal ranking, what I think the people think. Definitely Spider-Man, 100%. Doctor Strange following that. Nate the Great, yes, we are back. I don't think Eternals has as much excitement or hype around it from the general public, even though I think it's going to be pretty crazy. I don't think that has as much hype. But Thor Love and Thunder, of course, is going to have that hype. Everybody loves Chris Hemsworth. Everybody loves Thor. So I'll say that's probably my third. So in that order, and those are coming out in that order, I think Multiverse of Madness, personally, is going to be crazier than Spider-Man. But people are so wrapped up in all the Spider-Man stuff right now, we aren't really seeing that. And partly, I feel like they planned that we're all so busy looking at Spider-Man that we're not worried about what's happening behind the scenes with Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange, for me, is what I'm most excited for. Do I think that the adult group from the first Guardians of the Galaxy might come back? You know, maybe it's at some point in the next Guardians of the Galaxy, for sure. There's going to be some type of repercussion. Somebody's going to die. I don't think it'll be Groot. Could be Rocket. Could be Drax. Especially with Dave Bautista saying he's done playing the role. It could be Drax for sure. Could be both. I'd like to see Groot get back to full size. I'm not a huge fan of Teenage Groot. I love Baby Groot, and I like full-size Groot. Teenage Groot was okay, you know. He was a lot of work, and he lost a lot of his cuteness. I think Spider-Gwen's already in the MCU because of the sneak peek of a person who looked like Stacy Gwen in Endgame. Spider-Gwen might be, yes, but not the original Gwen Stacy from the Sam Raimi movies. Lords of the Long Box says, what are my predictions for Marvel Disney Day news? You mean Disney Plus Day, November 12th? I'm super excited for that. The last time we had the Investor Day, which was when they did all the Disney Plus news, it wasn't a Disney Plus Day, but they did all this Disney Plus news, and they talked about Fantastic Four. They talked about the mutants. I think we're going to get another look into that. Not necessarily a trailer or anything by any means, because there's no way. But we might get an update on directors, maybe some cast information, which would be really, really cool. Imagine if they announced the Fantastic Four. Like, hey, guys, we found the Fantastic Four. It's them. Now let us make the movie. Or let us make the show, you know. However they're planning on doing that, they're not going to be talking about movies. So unless they do a Fantastic Four show, we won't hear about that. And I think we keep getting confused with that because during the Investor Day, when they talked about all this Disney Plus stuff, they also talked about movies. But I think Disney Plus Day is going to be specifically about Disney Plus shows. I'm going to try to go live for that. We're going to try to watch it all together here with you guys. If you want to join, for sure, do that. We should be expecting maybe a She-Hulk teaser trailer, maybe another trailer for, scene for Hawkeye. I'm trying to think what else. I would hope to get some Moon Knight information, maybe a first official look at the character, maybe even a scene or a teaser trailer for that, because they definitely can have that by now. And they're going to need to start hyping this stuff up. You know, if you guys really think into it past, Thor, it's kind of a different bridge now. You know, we're into something different. We've been spending so much time talking about Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and a little bit about Thor, and Hawkeye's coming around the corner. We've kind of forgotten anything that happens after. And we do have a lot of those information. We do have a lot of that information for sure. So hopefully we'll get that 100%. Can't wait. Did you see the new James Bond movie? If so, how was it? I saw it yesterday, and I did talk about this already, so I'll just hit it briefly. I think James Bond, from day one to day now, has done a great job keeping James Bond what it is. They haven't changed. You know, they haven't gone all Fast and Furious where they're blowing up buildings and James Bond's running off the roof and jumping and diving and landing in a tiny puddle of water and surviving. And it's not crazy. They've modernized James Bond, but they've kept it about, the guy, the gadgets, the girl, the bad guy, the team, They did a really good job in this one specific, making real consequences for James Bond that he has to deal with. And personally, I love Daniel Craig's James Bond. I think he just embodied everything that really is James Bond all around. So I was sad to see the end of that. But the movie overall was really good. The villain lacked conviction. He was kind of weird. He was kind of monotone and off-putting. But other than that, I really don't have too many complaints. I know this is a bit of an early question to ask, but by any chance, will Thor and Jane Foster get married and have kids? That's a good question. I don't know about the whole having kids thing, but possibly they get married. I don't know if I could see baby Thor running around just yet. And I also don't think Chris Hemsworth is done. I feel like them having kids would be like him ending, you know, like, oh, I've left my legacy. Jane can be Thor and she can have a kid and I'm going to go rule Asgard or something and disappear and not really be there anymore. I don't necessarily think we should get into the habit of killing characters to get rid of them. I feel like we should just let them take the backstage and disappear into happiness. You know, like Iron Man's dead and Captain America. I guess Captain America kind of had that where he was old and just kind of disappeared and even might show up more again in the future as like a sword agent or something. But I don't think we should get into the habit of just killing off characters because we're done with them and we can't make them disappear. Personally. Am I excited for DC Fandom event on October 16th? New Batman footage. A lot of new footage coming. Flash footage, Batman footage coming, Aquaman footage coming. A lot of new information. Hopefully some new movie announcements as well. Maybe even some Joker 2 information since I heard that actually was happening now. A lot of different stuff that is going to be coming our way that we're going to have to get excited for surezies. Do I think we might get a Pennywise 3? Absolutely. There's zero reason why we wouldn't. There's more for the story to be told just from the book, the original. And on top of that, they're making money. So, of course, it's going to happen. A few weeks ago, I had a nightmare that No Way Home got 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's an insane nightmare. And I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think it's almost a guaranteed at least 85% if they pull through with even half of the stuff we've heard so much. Black Adam footage, yes. I'm not going to eat that right now, so just leave it there. Thank you, though. I'm in the middle of working. They killed off Quicksilver for no reason, and they put Evan Peters for hype and a boner joke. You know, maybe, but I actually recently heard that that's not the end of it. There's going to be more coming. There's going to be more information coming our way about that character specifically. And although there was a Ralph Boner joke, I don't think it's over. So stay tuned for that. Zach Gamerboy, hey man, what's up? How you doing? Hype ranking from Madison. No Way Home, Eternals, Hawkeye, Black Panther 2, Captain America 4, The Marvels, Thor 4, Deadpool 3, Doctor Strange 2, Ant-Man 3, Guardians 3, Fantastic Four, and Blade. Really? Doctor Strange 2 is that far down? I think Doctor Strange 2 is going to blow some minds. It's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to have a lot of information. It's going to open up some crazy new stuff. What do I expect on the second Batman trailer? Honestly, a lot of the same stuff we saw in the first one. The first teaser trailer was really long. It gave us the plot. It gave us all the information. If they give us much more, then we're not going to need to watch the movie. Like, we got a lot of information already. So I think it's going to be a lot of the same. Maybe some more Batman in an outfit. There were rumors that there was a second outfit, so maybe we'll see a glimpse of the second outfit. But we'll have to wait and see, you know. I didn't see your hyped ranking. Oh, here it is. Okay, Ghostly Angel, we'll read your hyped ranking. No Way Home, Doctor Strange 2, Fantastic Four, Deadpool 3, Guardians 3, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Thor 4, Blade, Ant-Man, The Marvels, Eternals, Captain America 4. There you go. That's not a bad little list of them. Is it true that James Franco ? Maybe. I heard rumors that Hulk is in Deadpool 3. If that is true, I'm afraid Hulk could replace Colossus. And what characters do you think could return in Deadpool 3? As it currently stands, my understanding is that Deadpool will be the only character, potentially maybe his wife. It's going to be hard to say. I don't see Deadpool not having his wife anymore, right? Deadpool's entire life and existence is about, you know, his lady. They were planning on having a kid. Everything he did in the first one was to be with her. Everything he did in the second one was to be with her. It wouldn't make sense to me necessarily if they just got rid of her. So I would expect her to come. I don't know about his friend or his taxi driver. Like I have heard that those people said they haven't gotten a call. So maybe they don't make the cut. I don't think the X-Men will make a cut because they're not going to just have random X-Men show up. So I think Deadpool, his wife, maybe his best friend, that would probably be about it. I don't imagine we'll be seeing anybody else come over. Hot take, Squid Game kind of sucks. I actually like Squid Games. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. And that's what I rate. I don't care if an actor's bad. Not that anybody in Squid Game was. But, the normal stuff people talk about. Oh, the CGI was so bad. Oh, this actor did such a terrible job. Oh, it made no sense. I base a movie off of my enjoyment. Do I have fun watching this show? Do I enjoy watching this movie? Did this scene make me feel something? Would I have done some things differently in different movies and shows throughout time? 100%. But did I get a good feeling or some type of inclusion from having watched this movie or show? And that's what it was with Squid Game. I had a fun time watching it. I was dying to see the next episode. The ending could have been a little better, but I think they're leaving some ends open for a season 2 or a season 3. We're hearing news of a season 2 and that it will actually be a prequel, and then that season 3 will reunite us with the main characters and the whole story of them trying to take down the games. So it seems like a lot of fun stuff. Did I watch any of The Walking Dead? If so, what was my favorite character? I actually did not get into The Walking Dead. At that point, when Walking Dead first started coming out and getting big, I was just so done with zombies, and I still am. Every other movie was about zombies or zombies this and zombie romance and zombie horror and zombie apocalypse, and I was so done with it. I didn't get into Walking Dead. Maybe one day I'll go and binge them all. I think the last season's happening now. Maybe one day I'll just go binge watch them all. But I just couldn't get into it for that reason. I think I've seen 1 or 2 episodes, so I don't have a favorite character. I'm afraid the zombies are my favorite character. I'm really actually very hyped for Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Ragnarok is my favorite MCU and my second favorite movie overall. So naturally, another MCU directed by Taika is going to get me super hyped. Taika Waititi is the hottest director out there right now. Super, super excited for that. Hot take, only make hot takes when you're right. Was that my hot take? I don't know. I don't know what my hot take was. I like the new Batman suit so far. It's different from what we have seen, but I also like Catwoman character. What do I think? I've heard really, really great things about Catwoman in this movie. Trying to think how to articulate it. I think Batman's going to be fun. And the reason is because of the earliness of this Batman. This is his first or second year being Batman. He's new to it. He doesn't have everything figured out. He doesn't have blueprints, and he's being secretive, and he's making stuff up. His Batmobile is just a car that he's modified. It's not something that he's built to be a Batmobile, It's going to be a little bit different, and I think for those reasons, it's going to be a lot of fun. I also think we're going to get another suit on top of this suit that he has. It looks tacky. People have said, oh, the suit looks so tacky. It's supposed to. He's made this up with pieces in his little office. So I'm excited to see him develop as a Batman. And in the future, when there's more films, I'm excited to see him become more and more like the Batmans we know. Do I like Breaking Bad? That's another one I haven't seen. I've seen a lot. I haven't seen that. I think they will change all the actors from the X-Men except Deadpool, because if you replace Ryan Reynolds, that would be a huge disappointment. Yeah, nobody would like Deadpool if they got rid of Ryan Reynolds. He is Deadpool. It's done. No question about it. I think Batman's going to be awesome, Ghostly Ranger, personally. I doubt it, but I personally would like to see him in it. What is that in reference to? Do I think Luke Cage will be in the MCU? I don't know. I don't know that I want the Netflix. I know a lot of you guys will disagree with me on this one. I don't want the Netflix characters to make their way into the MCU. I want them to recast all of them. I know everybody likes Daredevil, and I want them to start that over. I don't want them to bring over the characters from Netflix. But that's just me. I know majority of you guys will disagree with me. Do you think we will get Amazing Spider-Man 3 starring Andrew Garfield? This was the way I wanted Spider-Man 4 or Spider-Man 3 No Way Home to end. I don't necessarily want to, but I think it would do justice to the character to see Tobey Maguire die, Tom Holland move on, and Andrew Garfield remain in the MCU. And then I wanted to see Andrew Garfield fight Venom while Tom Holland went off and fought the Sinister Six, or the other way around. I don't necessarily want to see them team up anymore, but I think it would be a lot of fun to see it happen like that. So essentially, we would be getting Andrew Garfield's third film in the MCU. Just like how Venom's third film is going to be in the MCU, and I think that would be really, really cool. Did I watch any of the CW DC shows? Superman and Lois was really good, and I'm glad they're working on a season 2 right now. You know, I struggled to follow a lot of the CW shows because I just think the quality of them is so low. I did hear Superman and Lois was really, really good. I haven't seen it. I don't watch most of those. Most, I try to follow as closely as possible the big DC universe news, the movies. I started watching Titans, but it wasn't good, you know. And I'm not going to sit there and watch something that's not good just because it's from a genre and a franchise that I love. I love DC, love Marvel, but if they make something bad, I'm not going to watch it. Rob is going to be a great Batman. He's naturally very buff, so he didn't have to work out too much for this movie. I think he's going to be a perfect Batman, personally. I was never worried. Never worried that he was going to be a Batman. Breaking Bad is one of the best shows. I should watch it. I'll add it to my list. In The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Andrew Garfield was that a Sinister Six Green Goblin Electro Rhino. Hold on. In The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Andrew Garfield was that a Sinister Six Green Goblin Electro Rhino. No clue. The only one I really care about is Charlie Cox, and that's just because he literally looks exactly like Matt Murdock and played the character perfectly, if a bit darker than the original comics. And I give you that. You know, I don't disagree that he did a fantastic job. And not wanting him to join the MCU has nothing to do with him not having done a good job. I just think it'll be confusing. And that's my biggest concern right now with the MCU is it's all over the place. You've got Loki up in some magical time land and Wanda doing her own magic multiverse crap and Doctor Strange doing all sorts of spells he's not supposed to be doing. Who knows what Thor's up to? There's a big bad somewhere that's going to rain hellfire down. Oh, and there's also been these magical, godly beings on the planet for 7,000 years that nobody's heard of ever, even single time. And they're only supposed to be helping defend them from the deviants. But when Thanos, a deviant, attacked, they weren't supposed to do anything. It's not making sense. And I'm hoping come Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, it all does. But that's my big struggle right now, is that they aren't making sense. And I'm not worried, I'm just concerned, and I know that's the same word, but I just hope Marvel gets all their ducks in a row. Patterson is a good actor. He's not the guy from Twilight. I saw Good Time last week, and he was great in it. Have you seen, any of you guys seen Tenet? I've said this many times because it's a perfect example. He is Bruce Wayne the entire time in Tenet. Just fantastic, suave, good-looking dude with capable abilities, mysterious, and he plays a really, really good job. You feel eventually all the multiverse stuff will be revealed, and I hope that that's the case. I presume, not hope, I presume that that's the case. But you're going to add in Netflix characters and Fox characters, and hey, here's Deadpool. It's just going to start getting a little choppy. That's all. Maybe the Eternals all got snapped. That would be funny, and if that's your answer, all the Eternals were snapped and they weren't there, okay. But I just don't think that that's going to have been the case. Still didn't watch Shang-Chi. Do you have any clue when it comes out on Disney+? I believe it comes out on the 12th, November 12th, Disney Plus Day. I don't know if it'll be free. There's no word on that. Jungle Cruise and something else and Shang-Chi are coming out on the 12th on Disney Plus Day, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and double down on that. I think that's the fact. I'm not seen Tenet yet, but I want to watch it specifically for him. It's fantastic, Madison. It's a lot of fun, and they honestly do a great job explaining it. You're not sitting at the end not knowing what's going on. You have to follow, and it's a lot of work to watch. But if you do, you will get a nice little movie. Is Venom post-credit scene resolve Doctor Strange spell from the trailer or the death of He Who Remains? And that's the question. Did WandaVision do something? Was it Peter? Did he do something? Was it Doctor Strange? Was it Loki? Was it something else completely different entirely? What is it that's causing all of this stuff to happen? I don't know. And that's the problem, is it's not easy to figure out. And I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep it a mystery. They're trying to keep it surprising and confusing, and they're doing a good job about it. It's just annoying me. As somebody who breaks down and talks about movies and tries to connect the dots, there aren't many dots to connect. It's just a big blob of all of this stuff could connect, maybe. So that's what I'm waiting for, some answers on that. And I don't doubt that they have them. I just want them. What time is the Disney Plus Day panels? I don't know off the top of my head. It's still a little bit away. I'll do a video when we get closer explaining what time, where, and how you can find everything. I'm also going to be trying to stream that event. I'm going to be streaming DC Fandom, which will probably get taken down because Warner Brothers are a bunch of jerks. And I shouldn't have any problem with Disney Plus event because Disney is usually really cool about trailers and stuff like that. So I'll be trying to stream all of that stuff as well. So make sure your notification bells are turned on. My problem with No Way Home is that it was very out of character for Doctor Strange to be so reckless. I agree. I was the first thing I said when we were live and watching the trailer is I find it hard to believe he would just do that spell. It's not in his personality and it's not in his character. Doctor Strange, before he was even Doctor Strange, when he was just real Dr. Neurosurgeon Strange, wouldn't do something like that, you know? So it's kind of crazy to me that up and at him, he would be like, yeah, sure, Peter, what's up? What do you need? But then everybody's going to start hitting you with the, oh, he's Mephisto, which I just don't agree with either. Every time they kill off Carnage in Venom 2, would you like to see Anti-Venom in Venom 3? Even though they killed off Carnage in Venom 2, would I like to see Anti-Venom in Venom 3? I think it's a possibility. The character obviously very easily was created and easily could be created as well. So I don't know that he's necessarily gone. Best non-MCU Marvel movie? Non-MCU Marvel movie. Honestly, probably the first Fantastic Four. Or Logan. Deadpool. There's a lot of them. Marvel movies are not often a miss. They're usually all very, very good. Some of the later X-Men trilogy movies were a struggle. But that's where I'm at. My problem with No Way Home is that I already read that. I think the big thing Multiverse of Madness has to do is explain the rules and iron out the timeline of what happened and why. 100% agree. I went on a rant about that at the end of What If. There need to be defined rules and laws that the multiverse have to follow, so they can't just use the multiverse as an excuse to bring in characters or get rid of characters or make time change. Or I need to have rules. They need to make sense. They need to be strict. 100%. Are there actors who you think should be in the MCU? No one's people have said, I mean your opinion. People I think should be in the MCU? Me. No, not really. I don't think I'm worthy to be in the MCU. I'd like to see Zac Efron. I already talked about this today. Zac Efron should be in the MCU. I think Keanu Reeves would have been good in the MCU, but I feel like his time may have passed. I wouldn't have an issue seeing a Daniel Craig in the MCU either. I love Daniel Craig. He's old too now. All the actors I love are getting old. But those three. I'll stick with those three. People think Strange is Mephisto. I haven't heard that one yet. LMAO. Oh, Madison. Immediately after the trailer came out, there were, Strange's Nightmare or Mephisto because... Sorry, Warren's texting me. You know, it was immediately after the trailer came out that was, he's acting funny. He wouldn't do that spell. He must be Mephisto. Yeah, that's a huge, huge one going out right now. I don't know that people actually believe it, especially with all the caution from Wanda. But it was a big, huge, what's wrong with Doctor Strange? He's Mephisto, I think. I know you and Warren talked about it. How will the Illuminati work in the MCU with different characters from the multiverses? And that's, again, something I don't know the answer to. We've theorized and we've chatted about how would it make sense, how would it work the best. The question really remains is if they're going to do a multiversal Illuminati, Doctor Strange is going to be the one running it, or will somebody else run it and bring him into it? And which characters will include? If they're doing it multiversal, it can be the original cast. Even though Iron Man's dead, he could be Iron Man from a different universe. Even though, Chadwick Boseman isn't returning as Black Panther, it could be a Black Panther from a different universe. Those are it. I have to go. Seeing No Time to Die. Enjoy the movie, Ben. Thank you so much. If you're in Discord, come back in and let me know what you thought. Why is Squid Game so popular? I just think it's the idea of a game where if you lose, you die. It's got the Hunger Games feeling. It's got the Saw feeling to it. But it's somewhere in between the two of them. I think people are just captivated with that kind of crazy ideology. The opportunity to win a lot of money and risk your life. People start wondering, would you do it yourself? Stuff like that. There's a lot of people who haven't seen these shows. Which shows? So is Spider-Man No Way Home Tom Holland's last Spider-Man movie? No. We're gonna see Tom Holland for a while. He's gonna get more than 5 movies, I would argue. He's gonna be in for a bit. If he's gonna be going on against Venom, and Sinister Six isn't gonna go away that easily, and there's rumors that Green Goblin's gonna be remaining in the MCU for a while, and he's gonna actually take over Oscorp. So lots of stuff gonna be happening, and I don't think Tom Holland's going anywhere. Since the half of the Marvel universe came back, do you think Ryan Reynolds has awakened and decided to drink the serum to remember again? What? There are a lot of errors in that one, Jonathan. I didn't follow it. I apologize. Try again. How's my day going? Very well. There's a lot of people who haven't watched or seen these shows. Oh, the MCU shows. There are a lot of people who haven't seen the Netflix shows. And I don't necessarily want any of those to make their way over. We were just talking about that. I'm all right with the Netflix shows staying Netflix shows and them starting over all those characters, giving us a fresh look at them. I agree with you, actually. I said that originally. I wanted, before Venom came out and we knew what happened at the end, I wanted Andrew Garfield to be revealed to live in the same universe, and for him to end up fighting him in his third movie. Squid Games was just too boring and at times even felt unoriginal. That's why I don't like it. And that's okay. Not Robert Reynolds. He's Marvel Century. Very well. I made the mistake. I apologize. Stop binging. All my stuff is binging. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know that that's going to be where they're headed right now. There's already enough going on. So many wheels turning and different parts connecting. I just don't think they'll be bringing Sentry into it anytime soon. Maybe somewhere down the line, phase 5, 6, we'll start getting some of these cosmic entities like the Celestials and Galactus and Sentry and all these other guys. That's where we're at, The trailer was leaked again. If you're referring to the description leak, no. On Cosmic Culture, we talk about on Culture Catch Up, the event we're doing today, we talk about all the major movie and television news from the week. That happened this week, so I'm talking about some of the craziest stuff that happened. So if you haven't seen it yet, Harrison, it is in my Discord. I already read it and went over it, so I'm not going to do it again. But you can check it out in my Discord. I don't know if you saw, but did you see the Lego Halloween Star Wars special Disney Plus? And do you think Star Wars What If could work like What If Luke joined the Empire? 100%. They could do something like that. I wasn't a huge fan of What If. I don't think it's necessary. It's fun, and I enjoyed some of the episodes. I thought that they were fun, but I didn't find the show to be very necessary as a whole. So that's where I'm at with that. I don't necessarily need to see it in Star Wars, but if they wanted to, 100% they could do something like that. I can't wait for Moon Knight. You're right. That's going to be great. I think Moon Knight's going to be a lot of fun. Hello. How you doing, Minute? Your theory for No Way Home, Toby's Peter Parker dies and Andrew and Tom Holland remains in the MCU and they will later get their own movie. I agree. I hope Phase 5, it really depends, Jonathan. I would like to see it make sense first, because right now the MCU is all over the place. They're talking about all sorts of different things. There's Wanda, there's Loki, there's what's ever going to happen in Quantum Mania, the Doctor Strange and Peter Parker breaking all the rules of magic, and things are breaking in a lot of different ways. We got a huge leak to some type of crazy ancient being in Shang-Chi at the post-credit scene. Not a leak, but, information about that. Whatever made the rings. Now, maybe that connects to Eternals. Maybe that doesn't. Regardless, it's going to be interesting. We need a Star Wars What If. Well, there you have it. We need one. What If is better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Okay. Do you think Jack Black will be in the MCU? If he is, I don't know who he or what he's going to play. I love Jack Black. I just don't see him fitting in the MCU personally. Who do you think will be the cast of Fantastic Four? Honestly, I wouldn't put it past Marvel to just go find 4 people who've never been in anything and make them in the Fantastic Four. I think that's probably more likely going to be the case. I don't think they're going to be getting any famous people to be playing them because they're going to want them to be their own characters, and they always do a good job with casting, so I'm not too worried about that. Ranking of new shows: Loki, WandaVision, What If, Falcon, and Winter Soldier. The finale was messy. Fair enough. We're going to be finishing up here in a minute. I try to keep these things to an hour, and we're at 59 minutes. So go ahead and comment down or any of your last minute questions. I'm gonna drop some links if you guys could be so kind as to check out Discord, where we're talking about all the movie news and stuff. Here is my Twitter, where I'm talking about all sorts of stuff as well. And here is TikTok for Cosmic Culture, where I will eventually start posting more frequently. Paste. And then on top of that, we have my personal Instagram, which you can check out if you guys care about my cat or me at the beach fishing. Okay, let me check out some of these last questions, see what people have to say. Do I think that Tony Stark was at India? Do I think Tony Stark was in India in Spider-Man Homecoming is connected to Kingo and the Eternals? Probably not, but it'd be cool to see if he knew them all. I highly doubt it though. MCU shows ranking: Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision, and What If. There you go. All right, Chris, that was fun. Have a good day. Take care, Ghostly. Thank you for being so involved. What was my favorite MCU movie and show? My favorite MCU movie of all time is probably Iron Man. My favorite show was probably Loki, but maybe WandaVision. I don't know. Those are two very different and very good shows. Do I think they should reboot Jaws? Absolutely not. And I'm missing the England game. Yes, I am. Sad face. Thank you for reminding me, Mike Rosser. Can I rate Venom 2 movie? It's a solid C+, B-, somewhere in there. But all right, guys. What was my reaction when Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man got ended? It was really sad and really excited for... I was all right with it. I didn't really mind. I wasn't devastated. I would have been all right with a third, but I didn't die that there wasn't a third either, you know. So that was where I was. But thank you, everybody, for joining. That's my hour. Hit that like button real quick before you log off. Check out those links I dropped to TikTok, Twitter, Discord, and Instagram. Thank you to everybody who was here. A lot of you guys asking a lot of really good questions and being involved. Madison, thank you for stopping by. Everybody who dropped super chats and all that great stuff. Thank you guys so much.